Namaste, Angel. This is going to be another client reading for one of my repeat clients, longtime clients. She is a Sagittarius. We're beginning with the Eight of Pentacles for her after I shuffled these cards. I will shuffle them again in a moment here. And with this deck, the Nine of Cups, so something that she's been wanting or that for which she's prayed. Oh, look at the Two of Cups sticking up too, just by happenstance. You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. So behind this Nine of Cups, which is all about your wish coming true, concerns fading away, and a love of life. You know, this is prayers being answered, wishes being granted, dreams coming true, something that we've really focused on and, you know, wanted to manifest. Even if we didn't do it consciously, if we didn't say, I'm manifesting, you know, but we held something in our heart. This is it showing up, and it may have something to do with a King of Cups. A Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. So, also upright with that is the Four of Wands. So there could be commitment, perhaps, or cohabitation, something very wonderful that makes her happy, you know, makes her feel at peace and joyous happening with this King of Cups. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. May even be a soulmate connection. Six of Cups, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding the past, and issues regarding children, rather, and romanticizing the past. So this is definitely a soulmate card in the tarot. It can also be tied, yes, to children, to our past, our childhood, our siblings. For me, people returning to your life and things, like perhaps a Page of Earth, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, or an opportunity, a job, you know, a desire to maybe start our own business or something. The Page of Earth is scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging, and maybe even a new area of study could definitely be tied to this Eight of Pentacles as well. And we have a Ten of Wands here. So definitely could be tied to work also, and maybe putting all of our energy into work and not much into our social life. Or feeling that way, feeling like we don't have much of a social life and all we do is work, whether that's outside the home, you know, for somebody else, or, you know, in terms of juggling things in our lives, maybe being that person in the family that, you know, that everyone leans on and all that sort of thing. Too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, and that can cause stress-related health concerns. Maybe a good way to sort of get out of that rut, maybe to work on the home, or again could have something to do with finances improving, or a change of environment, and, you know, making yourself feel more comfortable and more at home wherever it is you feel to make yourself at home. The Queen of Pentacles is also a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, if she's an actual person in your life. Someone likened to those traits or attributes. She is thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a warm, kind, and understanding manner. We may have choices, options, a lot of goals, a lot of dreams, and we might have to narrow something down if we want to focus on any one or two and manifest them. It's time to stop procrastinating and to make a decision so that you can move forward with a priority. If you need to do more research, then do so, but don't overthink the situation. Listen to your heart. And the last one that is upright, very appropriate, is Major Arcana card 1, the Magician. So it is all about manifestation. Most directly in the tarot represents the sign of Gemini. There is magic in the air. You can manifest everything you need to be successful. Put these away for a second. Get back to these. As I said, I'm going to shuffle. So the Eight of Pentacles is all about putting effort in, you know, wherever it is you'd like some sort of outcome, you'd like for something to happen. It's about reaping what you've sown. You put the work in, you get, the product out. Opening now to the Queen of Swords, all about your instincts serving you very well. Like, there's a suggestion that you continue to pay attention to them, follow those instincts, follow your gut, your better judgment, and continue to move forward. Judgment's one of my favorite cards, actually. It is all about abundance that is earned, the way that I pick it up, and is most directly connected to the sign of Scorpio. I'll do one more. And it's another Four of Wands. We just saw the Four of Wands with the other deck. This is another Four of Wands, all about commitment, contracts, comfortability, like happiness in your home. That certainly can be what the Empress is about too. The Empress, if she's connected to a particular sign, is a Taurus, Libra, or a Gemini. But of course it can be anybody. Just most directly represents the planet Venus, and she rules those signs. And she is very attractive, she is successful, she is a homemaker, very, very feminine. And so these two cards fitting very nicely together, as well as the Ten of Cups, which I kept seeing throughout the time that I've been shuffling, but it was in reverse. I just didn't bother to mention it. But here it is upright with the 9 right behind it. So you got another 9 of Cups, and then you have this very beautiful progression toward the happiness and the things that you want, which is really awesome. They may require, again, work, effort, maybe even a fight, competition, perhaps in your office, or, just battling energies in order to stay focused and positive and not allow yourself to be derailed. Focus and positive on those things that you want to bring them to fruition. So your overall energy is the Four of Wands. Very nice. And the general energy representing you, 7 of Swords in reverse. Surrounding you, close friends, love interests, or mates, co-workers, all those sorts of things, family members. 2 of Cups in reverse. Work and or finance. Page of Pentacles. That's appropriate for finance, right? And lastly, love and relationship. This is your energy. The Wheel of Fortune represents the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius. Again, your energy. As well as the fixed signs. More Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So, the Four of Wands. Let's start with that. Your overall energy. I talked about some of the things it can be about. It can also be about moving. And I know, what was behind it? Oh yeah, the Empress. She makes a home. So it could be about moving. I know you've wanted to move, and looking at these, it could definitely be in your at least fairly near future. So something but yesterday I accidentally published one of the client readings public. I hadn't done that in a long time. So I don't know, maybe it's time that I do it a few times, again, like I used to. So just in case I do, if anybody that's watching this, understand, I don't talk to my clients about like what's in the reading. Like some readers will ask you questions before they read for you, and that's going to help them to, figure out the cards or whatever. I don't do that, never do that. Like I said, I read for her before, but even if it was somebody that I was reading for the first time, I would let the cards tell me. But I do happen to know that she's been interested in moving for some time. So yeah, I'm happy to be able to give her this piece of news that the Four of Wands could definitely be attached to that. And not necessarily so quickly, but it could also be moving in with someone ultimately, having seen the Four of Wands before, attached to the King of Cups, as well as the Two of Cups that popped up from behind. So yeah, just thinking about those. But getting specific to the meaning of the Four of Wands in terms of the tarot, it's another one of these cards that is sort of about reaping what you've sown. So it's it's a super positive card, but it also, you know, like is a card that says that, you know, we're gonna have to we should have all these things that we do. We should have everything that we deserve, right? We deserve stuff, and we should have it. We should be happy. That's what life's all about. But like this building up phase, right? Um, depends on you still. Like you can't just sit back and expect to have all the joy and comfort that life wants to offer you. We got to do stuff to get it. And so that's really the meaning of this card. It's like about, you know, like keep your head. Yes, you know, yes, it's a positive card. Yes, you should, you know, be happy about it that it showed up. But like keep your head and your wits about you, knowing that you should have everything that you deserve, but it's going to take, you know, some work on your part too. So just be ready. And that segues right into the Seven of Swords in reverse, because this is another card that says it's like really, it's time to like really think about the ways that things are supposed to be done, and whether or not we are like meeting the bar, you know, meeting the standard, whatever the standard is in our own head. You know, this is not somebody else judging you and telling you, hey, you know, you're not up to snuff. This is you being having a conversation with you and being honest with you about whether you are, you know, doing things the way that they're supposed to be done, um, you know, and proper and all that, and perhaps deciding that it's time to clean up your act, time to get yourself together, and you know, begin to put more effort into things. You know, still take things one step at a time, and don't try to do everything at once that you want to change in your life. But this is about you, like, you know, readying for change, knowing that you have to, you know, be the one to do it, put in the effort. And you also already know in your gut where the most important changes need to be made, you know. So it's just a matter of getting to them now. They may involve people around you, or may involve partnership with this Two of Cups in your surrounding energy. So not only partnership, but partnership where you are invested somehow. So even if it were a business partnership, it would be, you know, like maybe your own business, or where you've been working there a long time, you have a really close relationship with the people, because it's the Two of Cups. So there's emotion tied to this situation. It can also be familial, of course, you know, involving our romantic lives and things like that. But the most general meaning of this card is that, you know, things are likely going well. So it's another Four of Wands, you know, type of card or energy, perhaps. But it says that there's a potential for us to like cause problems in our own relationships, particularly our platonic friendships and things. Maybe by giving too much attention to our love life. So if we're always focused on love life, love life, love life, you know, maybe there's a friend that's been wanting to hang out with us that we just haven't hung out with, or a family member, um, you know, some other type of relationship or partnership that we may be neglecting, or we may not feel that we're neglecting it, but the person may, you know, somebody else surrounding us, close to us, may feel that they're not getting, you know, all the love that they deserve, all the time to spend with you, that they should have, or to talk to you, or text, or whatever the case is. So it just gives you that to think about in that position. Work and finance, we do have this lovely page of Pentacles. Of course, Pentacles are all about, in their most literal meaning, you know, money, right? Um, him being in reverse in your position of work can mean that your workload, um, and that may mean your actual job, but it doesn't have to. It could be similar to the Ten of Wands that we've already seen here too, just being overwhelmed and overloaded, um, just having a lot on your plate, a lot to do. If that's the case, wherever possible in your life where you can get some kind of help, and that may be where maybe one of these partnerships can come in, you should be accepting help. So not just feeling piled upon and not knowing what to do, but even if it amounts to someone to talk to, right? Again, that can be where this person comes in, and then that's like killing two birds with one stone, because you've let somebody in, you've allowed them to help you, so you're receiving that blessing of them helping you, but they're also receiving the blessing of being able to interact with someone they care about, right? You. It's better to ask for help than to not complete whatever it is that needs to be done. Okay. um, it's just really a matter of keeping in mind all the time that you're not on your own, even if it feels that way, and there are people around you that want to help to lighten your load wherever they can. In terms of finances, may feel like playing and having a good time, maybe even gambling, rather than being responsible right now. And it's not that you can't do those things unless you are somebody with a gambling problem, which I know that you, as an individual, are not. But again, for people listening, that's what the Page of Pentacles in reverse means. It just means that even if you do that, live it up, you do it in as much of a controlled way as possible, responsible manner, and like don't play with more than you can afford to lose. Don't loan anybody anything more than you can afford to not get back, or in the time that you need it back. Don't use the lottery as an investment strategy. All those kinds of things, and giving yourself limits. But otherwise everything should be fine. No dire financial situation right now. In terms of love and relationship, the Wheel of Fortune. This is an interesting one for you. It's here in reverse. Again, it does represent your energy most directly. The sign of Sagittarius, the planet Jupiter, the planet of luck and karma. And when this card's in reverse, it can be about coming to like the decision or conclusion that a long-term relationship just does not suit your needs anymore, and you're over it. And you're probably not going to return to it if you've been separated from it already. You're probably not going to try to go back to it again, or just be deciding that you don't want to revisit that again, and you're ready to move on. In the least, this card guides us to do some like self-assessment and evaluation about how our love life is going or working or not working, right? And how we're feeling about a relationship or the relationships that we have. Remember, you had that Seven of Cups. So as I pointed out then, that's an indication of options and choices. So there could be more than one relationship or more than one potential relationship that you need to think about, you need to consider. And, then there's going to be a thought, if there is one that we want to keep, there's one that I want. Yeah, that's that's going to happen probably. And then, you may decide that you'll need to take some sort of action in order to make sure that relationship survives, makes it. Communication is going to be key, all right? Similar to when this card is upright, if we're looking for a new relationship, then first it's important that we get very clear on like what type of relationship. Who am I looking for? It doesn't have to be an actual person, but it's guiding us or warning us against like just getting into a relationship with any old person, for any old reason, just for the sake of being in any old relationship. Like, be single or be with whoever who is, the type of relationship you want. And don't feel bad about remaining single until you find that person. Make sure you're putting yourself in situations where it's possible or likely that you'll meet people and maybe that person. Let's look at some more cards from the other deck now. You know what? Let's pull one more card for the Wheel of Fortune too. Let's see if it'll show us what kind of who. So this is more Taurus. I don't know if you know a Taurus. Doesn't really have to be talking about Taurus. This is Major Arcana card 5. The Hierophant can just be about commitment, like real, traditional commitment, old-fashioned courting and, you know, dating, and getting deeper and deciding we want to be together and, you know, getting engaged, getting married. Here's more of your energy again. Temperance. Major Arcana card 14. That's another 5. Right? This is a 5, and the Hierophant is a 5. This year is a 5. Universal energy of 5. All about change. So it could be something happening then. Temperance is about holding and healing. So, like, if you do decide you're letting some relationship go, it will be replaced with one that's better, is, you know, what that means. But it could also be a card of negotiation and fixing something out. This indecision, need to meditate and figure it out, just like the Wheel of Fortune said. So they're probably telling me, cut it out. We're not going to give you any information. It is a very important relationship, though, with the Two of Wands. Okay, one more. And things are only moving in a forward direction, so there's not going to be any more, like the worst is behind you, there's not going to be any more repeating of certain lessons, like you've learned them and we're ready to move forward. And this is a card of positive movement forward. It can be a card of actual travel as well, especially with the Four of Swords also having shown up. It can be a card of literal movement, moving. So again, that can be part in your future in terms of moving, and then again, maybe moving in with someone or having someone move with you. That is not the sort of thing that happens overnight, but let's say the fairly near future. Okay, so now these cards. Let's give a shuffle. Let's first. We saw quite a few of them, but let me throw them in here. All right, this is the last one, right? The Magician. Oh. That Ten of Wands again is your overall energy now. All right. Too much work, accept help from others. Life is out of balance, and that can cause stress-related health concerns. So your life is out of balance. You're too much on your plate. You need to share, right? Or ask for help. The first card for the masculine energy is the Queen of Cups, tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Most directly represents the sign of Scorpio, but can also be Cancer, Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. Surrounding. Queen of Swords. Independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Objective decision-making. Clearing away all that no longer serves you. It sounds like that Wheel of Fortune, right? Narrowing it all down. And seeing the humor in a situation also. Again, the Queen of Swords is also about like your instincts serving you very well and the need to continue to follow them. These can also be actual characters and players in a scenario that are going to be important. And for a third time, it happened once in a reading for everybody, a collective reading, once And yesterday in a client reading for a male, a masculine, and now for you, the Queen and King of Cups showing up together. So, that automatically tells you that the spread will be connected to relationships, partnership. Um, the King of Swords is brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. Yeah, I think you'll be somebody's a Taurus. Because I just heard letting go of the Taurus. So, a male Taurus in your life, we're done with that relationship. I don't know who that is. But we're not revisiting that one. Okay, crowning the feminine. It is the Four of Pentacles. And this is a card of letting go and, or the need to. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money. Good business decision and giving to those less fortunate. But you've watched enough of my readings to know that the way that I feel when I pick up that card, the Four of Pentacles, is that it's often about, this relationship or a job or something that we're just doing for the sake of doing because it's comfortable, it's the devil we know. Why move on to something or someone else? When this is working just fine, it's really not working just fine. You're not happy. And again, life is too short to not be happy. So we got to let that go. Release it. Major Arcana card, Death, is in the surrounding energy. Represents the sign of Scorpio. Yet again. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. Maybe, again, letting go of a Taurus and moving toward a Scorpio. I don't know. Feminine subconscious. Major Arcana card 18, the Moon, represents the sign of Pisces. This person could also be the King of Cups or this energy. It's important to trust your intuition, even if you're unsure of what's happening. All will be revealed soon, so worry is unnecessary. And I think that is the biggest meaning of the card, particularly in this placement, which is like a subconscious placement. So this is in your mind, right? In your mind, you have all kinds of thoughts. And you may be receiving guidance, intuitive guidance, instinctual guidance, and not knowing what to do. Or like, why would I feel like I need to do that? Like, because in the 3D, that doesn't make sense. My conscious mind, that doesn't make sense. So why would I do that? And this is saying, ignore that and do whatever it is you feel guided to do based on the intuition and the instincts without fear. And you'll be happy that you did. Crowning. It is another Four of Pentacles. Definitely stop holding on to the thing that's not making you happy, the energy that's not making you happy, and move on to what can. Right? Because you got two of them sitting. Actually, I think the guy I read for yesterday also had it. You're not talking to him, are you? I kid. At the root or foundation. It is your energy again, or perhaps that of another fire sign. The Knight of Wands. He is passionate, charismatic, confident, and restless. An opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Moving quickly is important, yet there's nothing that you can't handle if you follow your own guidance. So this is doubling down on that, telling you to, again, follow your own guidance. And at the heart of the matter, the King of Pentacles. He is compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible, and money or resources that comes your way will be invested wisely. So that is good in terms of money. But again, if this is in terms of character, a person, a character, this could be the Taurus that I was hearing about, and he is who needs to go. He's sitting here underneath these two Fours of Pentacles also. That's what needs to be let go. Fresh energy will usher in once that is done happening. in the form of the Knight of Wands. The communication is going to be important. Saying what you meaning what you say. Being fair, diplomatic, open, a good listener. But also, open, emotionally open and potentially vulnerable. Further advice for the masculine. 10 of Swords. It's the end of a career path, project, or relationship. It sure is. These swords are going to cut this guy out. That brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, especially if it was a long-term relationship, right? Relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears, though, about this and trust that a brighter future awaits you. And on the feminine side, very interesting, another 4 of Swords. Thoroughly think things through before making a decision. Continuing to overanalyze isn't going to get you any closer to a resolution, but meditation and prayer will bring you the answers that you seek. I hope you've enjoyed your reading. I enjoyed doing it for you, and I'm sure I will talk to you soon. I wish I had realized that all the cards weren't in frame. All right, namaste.